You are now tapped in with Hood in the Morning. Call in now.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. See, if that's not the realest shit in the world, I don't know what is.
Once you see the devil's horns, it's too late. Once the storm come, all you do is wait. Undermining the fate of the young black youth for the state. With two strikes, the irony, the enemy won't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Label as property, then tell us to get our rights. That's like my knife fighting for its life.
Everything is clicking and working.
Concealed weapon, praying to get to heaven. You gotta hear the insanity of millions of guys who don't know that they guys. They hide behind their squad on the stage so the hoes can apply. Don't tell me I'm wrong, don't tell me I'm right. I'm a beacon in the darkness of night, just bringing the light, visualizing the womb. The matrix, hatred, leads inside of the tomb. No waiting, see that day come soon. It's the apocalypse, nigga.
Peace to the family, peace to the family. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Be sure to visit that site for all things Hood Mystic when it comes to readings, when it comes to these articles and these videos. You might want a transcript. Like, I hear what you're saying, but you know, I just need to read. I like to read. So hoodmystic.com, look up the blog, daily energy readings. Everything that I ever talked about is actually documented, and we use that library called hoodmystic.com as a resource. So peace to the family, peace to everybody joining me. I guess today is an interesting day. This is a day of uncharted territory in the daily energy readings landscape. However, I feel as though we have been preparing for this moment, or at least hopefully we have been. In the realms of spirituality. The interesting thing about spirituality is all good in the hood until actually fear happens, and then spirituality is thrown out the window. So hopefully what I'll do on this channel is to give you like a spiritual relief. You know, click my videos if you want something to look at outside of the coronavirus. And I'm not sending no shots. It's just me personally. I feel negative vibrations from people discussing this shit all the fucking time. I feel like the problem is people talking about this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I feel like if we can't, if this shit is to actually happen, why haven't we made any initiatives, any proclamations to come together and unite? Why are we further isolating ourselves and not dealing with the actual spiritual aspects that we've been talking, the things that have actually been preparing us for this moment all of these times? Hood Mystic, I've been getting prophetic dreams about how I've been out in the wilderness and it's just been me and the family and we've been having to do all of these things, and you know, and the fear locks us down. But you actually been seeing this, you actually been prepared for this. Your soul actually knows that you are the excellent person for this job, right? You are not here by mistake. You are here because you are here, because you are supposed to be here. So if it's a coronavirus, if it's pneumonia, if it's AIDS, nigga, they did a whole AIDS thing. They said, if you have sex unprotected, you gonna die. They said you gonna die if you have sex unprotected, but guess what happened? Where are these babies coming from? I know they ain't coming from condom sex. You know unprotected sex you can get HIV and AIDS from that, right? Real talk, real spit. Hundreds of thousands of people contract the HIV virus every year. But since it's not talked about in every fucking video, however, if that was the conversation, right? If everybody's just started saying, you know what? If you have sex unprotected, you'll get HIV. And if that was everybody's video, guess the narrative would be towards unprotected sex. So when you reference these particular things that are being spread throughout the media, we have to remember spirituality, no matter what. So I say I'll come do these lives as if I can, you know, and even if there's a goddamn nuclear war going outside of my building, I'll let them have their nuclear war. I am a soul. We are dealing with a level of spirituality that is both sides. I'm a human being. I'm in the world. I'm not ignorant. I do understand the programming that happens. Well, Kyrie does. I personally look at myself like, you fucking idiot, right? And I gotta be full disclosure, moving on. Kyrie is a person, a human being, a father, a husband, a brother, a son, good guy, got problems, got issues, insecurities, not the best dress. He needs work. However, when we get on these lives, Kyrie still sleep in the bed, right? Kyrie still sleep. He gives me this time to speak to the family. So understand the power of channeling, understand the power of spirituality, understand the fact that your ancestors and these celestial entities would like to speak through you. They would like to use you. They would like to access you. They would actually like to give you the blueprint and the game plan. However, if you are emotionally tied to the Matrix in the games that the Matrix plays, game over. So in these conversations, we're going to discuss the astrology, and then every day throughout this week, I was thinking calling it the apocalypse week, the apocalyptic week, and I couldn't think of a good name, so I'm gonna just call it Glamour and Maya. Glamour and Maya, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. Every day we'll discuss Glamour and Maya. We'll discuss how your emotions can either be wrapped up in the Matrix, or your emotions can be wrapped up in your celestial cosmic inheritance, and it's your choice. It's not what you do with it. It's not what you do. It's always how you respond. It's not what happens. It's how you respond to it. That's the right word. That was the right phrasing that I'm looking for in that particular moment. Shout out to Rob Blackstorm. You know, it's not what happens to you. It's how you respond to it. Here we have situations where nothing has fucking happened to you, right? And you are responding in the worst way possible when nothing has happened. And if you do your research, you understand. I sat here and busted my ass for 2.5 weeks nonstop to correlate astrology to the human body, because I felt as though the human body was the most important thing moving forward. So everything external, I deleted it from my mainframe and from the ways that I formulated my words. I more or less, like I said, my son broke all of my figurines. My spiritual work fell off because the idea was my human body was that for which I needed to focus on, and that was my most spiritual possession. So in doing this study and bringing this to light, it seems as though people can forget. So this is why we're discussing Glamour and Maya. I know Bobby Hemmett discussed it. I know people bring it up from time to time, but however, when it comes to the illusionary world, people forget really fast. They forget. And so if these conversations are difficult because the fear has got you so much, I would just say, Stop defending your fears. Stop protecting your fears. You have to face your fears. And your fears are not something external. Your fears are not based upon the media. Your fears are based upon you not engaging or interfacing with your spirituality when that's the most important thing for you to do. How do I know that's the most important thing for you to do? Just simply turn on the news, and now not even news, they infected YouTube. They infected Facebook, they infected Instagram, they infected your conversations with your family. Now everybody wants to talk about a man-made situation. And we cannot see past the illusion because the actual attachment, emotional attachment that we have to the matrix is fucking unhealthy, right? It's unhealthy and it needs to be purged. You have to be rooted in something real. So we are discussing the veil of illusion. You're not going to come on my channel and I don't have any fucking updates on what the C virus actually means for in the spiritual, the metaphysical breakdown of the pandemic that's going around in the nation. Listen, fuck that shit, right? See past illusion, see beyond the veil, see beyond the material world. Now, don't wait. Don't wait because it's too late. All right? Don't wait because it's too late. I'm going to just read this script or this quote. Peace to the family. I'm still here. I just had to fix my volume. Let me fix my her. We feel that the past wounded us and we would desperately like to heal those wounds. But the past is gone. It cannot be changed. What then to do? We will bring the past into the present. We will put on a play that reenacts the past. This time, however, we will change the ending. This time, there will be a happy ending. We will be the hero. We will get the love and recognition denied us the first time around. All injustices will be rectified, all wrongs made right, and we will be redeemed. R. Perry, Relationships as a Spiritual Journey. I know everything that I say goes in one ear and out the other. And when I say the most important part of this thing is showing and giving love, if you skip that part, you missed that part a week ago. All is fair in love and war. It's a war, and the most important thing in war is love and support. And those things going one ear and out the other, you not going to be initiative. You not going to get out of your ego and say when you need help or you alone or you afraid and all of these types of things. So you going to have to call in, and I need to get a checkup on the family, because I don't know how everybody is responding to this, because when you actually say what's going on with you, people actually laugh at you. What you mean you don't have no water? What you mean you don't have no toilet paper? Oh, you should have been had that. What you mean you don't got an AR-57? They don't even make an AR-57. Well, why you don't got one? Why you ain't invented? You supposed to be woke. And we use spirituality as an excuse to be perfect, but spirituality is something that we need when we don't understand the material world, because this is what triggers spirituality. So because of this event, so many people are now going to turn to spirituality. And you are supposed to be the actual facilitators and distributors of this consciousness. However, you scared just like them. You're not even in the reality of your spiritual nature. You shut down, you lock down. And that's the whole point. Everything that's happening, these YouTube motherfuckers, these Facebook motherfuckers, I feel like they agents. If they would even cross their mind to put out a video, entitle it CORONAVIRUS. They gotta be slow, cause we talking about spirituality. It's the same way as we've been working at Burger King for the past 5 years. This shit happened, and now all of a sudden we work at Chick-fil-A. It don't read. We gotta be doing the same thing we was doing, rain, sleet, or snow. Y'all just flip the narrative like that because you afraid. Because you don't understand psychology, you don't understand preparation, psychic preparation. The reality is now that all of this shit is happening, we need to figure out ways to come together. But since fear is in play, nobody's making that move. So it's time to deal with the Moola Nakshatra. This is the most prominent nakshatra for which the moon could be in. So when we think about Mondays, we call Mondays target days in the Manipulating the Matrix book, available on Amazon right now. Click the link in the description. We call moon target days or flow days. I'm sorry. Moons are flow days. Mondays are the days for which we set the vibe. So every time you wake up on a Monday and you hate it, that's the whole vibe for the week. Your hate is now going to only be relieved on Friday, which will build up over Saturday or Sunday and then come to the same cycle on Monday. However, Spirit is trying to break you out of these cycles. Let's give a ashe for that. So what is our foundation to the week? What are we focused on? Are we focused on something man-made, something that is unreal, or are we focused on something real? The reality is that for some niggas, it's hard to fucking tell. I don't know it. I don't know what's real or not. So I'm gonna get up on here and blabber about the unreality of a fucking disease, which bacteria and viruses are plaguing your body at this moment. Every time you breathe, you intake bacteria, poison, toxicity, smog, ever since you were born. This whole shit has been walking underwater. This whole life has been walking underwater, blindfolded, not being able to see, being stuck in the house, only going to work, coming home, things of that nature. And this is the majority. So this small section of people that feel like they are better than, they feeling it too. Everybody's exposed because nature does not give no fucks. Nature don't care about race, gender, sex, none of that. Nature is just gonna do their thing. So are we aligned with the nature of Oya, or are we against it? Are we the tornado, or are we just the stupid motherfuckers just standing there just getting hit, getting punched in the fucking mouth? Obviously, you are the tornado. You are the cause to the destruction and to all of the disarray that's going on around you. However, you are ignorant of the fact. From a spiritual level, physically, we could feel as though we're moving from a loss. This is the Moola Nakshatra. We could feel as though we're moving from a loss. However, when we understand the realms of detachment is, I am not human. I am consciousness. I am aware of this human reality, more aware than I would like it. But however, I now have the time, energy, and resources to find something deeper, something more profound. So the idea today is focus in on the fear if you want to, or focus in on something more deeper. Throughout the triggering of this whole event, it just meant that people just did not give a fuck about spiritual practices anymore. That's the only thing that happened. People signed a Faustian bargain, sold their soul to the devil, whatever you want to call it, align with the fear, take my money, take my vaccinations, I got $5,000, I'm gonna buy $4,800 worth of toilet paper because I don't know. Everybody just did a fucking wholesale everything must go on your ass, and you fell for it hook, line, and sinker. 9/11, 2 goddamn planes supposedly ran up into the Twin Towers. Niggas still hopped on planes 2 months later. 2 months later, we was on planes like nothing happened. So when we talk about these extinction level events and things of that nature, obviously people pass away every day. We seem to care. Millions of black men die from gun violence, and nobody, I wouldn't say millions, thousands of men, women, and children die from gun violence every year. Nobody seems to care. Some situation that happens that the media is just straight up over, what's the word I'm looking for? Over promoting it, just making it bigger than what it actually is. And even if it's the extinction level event that they say it is, let's get into some spiritual shit then, for real. Let's figure out our souls, because people ask me the question, well, how do you not forget? You don't forget. Once you're in the fear of I'm going to die, that is the most paralyzing thing that can happen to the soul, because it's the most contrary thing that the soul represents. The soul does not die. So the idea of you dying is the most paralyzing thing. It's like saying I'm in prison when you free. It's like saying I'm beautiful, or saying that I'm ugly when you beautiful. It's like the most paralyzing thing that you could say. Oh, I'm going to die. That's the worst idea that humans ever invented. The fact that we sit here, billions of people, and imagine that we die. That's the worst thing that ever happened to us. That's the most ignorant, illusionary phenomenon. Niggas be really sad when people die, and not venerating them, and not raising them up, and not adjoining them to the ancestors, not realizing that they transfuse into our DNA and speak to us all the fucking time. So when we talk about death, it's not even death. So what are y'all afraid of? This action, like, if it's the worst virus known to man, ashe, thank you. Thank you for this. I get to travel to the next realm. And if it's not, let's party and bullshit. We are supposed to enjoy our lives. We should not let a small fucking box control our fucking happiness. Something that you choose to cut on and manipulate your mind. You allow those waves to happen. So when we speak to root work, when we speak to actually flowing, we're talking about the meditation and the internal dialogue that one is having, the detachment to the physical world, the detachment to humanity, without disrespecting humanity. Still loving, still caring, still nurturing, yet being detached, by initiating the vibrations for which we tend to receive. I'm really not trying to preach. I'm just talking regular talk. I talk to my son like this. This is just how I am, okay? So today, just for today, if you have desires, your desires are not real. How you feel when you attain those desires is the real shit. So how you feel is manipulated by your mind. So therefore, feel for which how the desires would feel internally, even if you do not have them. And do magic, do work, send out energy, do spiritual work. Don't let fear take you out of your spirituality, because that's the whole idea. That's the bargain. You buy into our system, you give us your soul. And however, we don't understand that our parents, we do it to ourselves. I'm gonna just say it like that. But the sovereignty and the ignorance for which we did not know can all be returned to us by the actual modality of knowing through simple conscious detachment and observation. This is another way for meditation, but this could be done at any time during the day, no matter what. Just raise up your consciousness above your body, look down at your body, okay? Fixate on that body. Now that you're looking at yourself, control it, manipulate it, tell it what to do. Don't let your body lead you. Don't let your body lead you, okay? So we're talking about the moon. We're talking about just this going through all of this spiritual energy, which we will call the. I'm still here, fam. I just got to turn this down. All right. So we're referencing the moon conjunct the Milky Way, and this Milky Way presents a opportunity to tap into something deeper. So over the weekend, this was the most cosmic-y Milky Way spiritual time, like, you know, throughout the week. Whenever the moon transits ophiuchus off into Sagittarius, this is the most spiritual time. So as we leave out of this energy, we have to understand that the things spirit has for us are different from the things that the media has for us. And if we deal with the spirit, we deal with the opportunities. When the opportunities are presented to us, the idea is to move quickly because we trust spirit. When we thinking, overthinking, double thinking, triple thinking, not sure, we are not in the spirit. So when you are not in the spirit, you are unable to enjoy any opportunities, because you might get presented with an opportunity, but you're thinking about it. The idea is to connect, because connections, understanding, and respect is what we need. We don't need love. I love my children. I love my wife. But more than I love my wife, but I respect my wife more. I understand my wife more than I love her. I love my children more than. Let me scoot over shit. So what I was saying is that I love my children more than I love my wife. However, I respect my wife and understand my wife more than I understand anybody on the planet. See, I think respect and understanding is sublime in these times, where love is just some fuck shit that need to be thrown out the window. When it comes to adults, we love our children because our children are pure. They need us. Adults don't. See, adults need something within themselves. They need to follow their own path, and beyond that, you can only respect and seek to understand another person. You just be loving people before you even know where they coming from or where they going, and then you confused about the whole situation. So this ain't this quarantine is not for shacking up, because it's real shadow shit coming up to the surface. So if you're not psychologically prepared for everything that's happening, or how a person responds or reacts to a crisis, or even figuring out ways to come together or provide support or even seek support, then you're dealing with this square in the wrong way. Because a moon square sun is about challenges. Challenges are not endings. Challenges are not endings, for challenges are just simple challenges. And we got to understand, celestially and cosmically, you chose to come here at this time. You would not be here if you weren't supposed to be here. So when you say I'm not supposed to be here, I hate it here, and you know, I say that I hate it here, but it's just a joke. I actually love the challenge of being a human. When I think I got it figured out, when I think I got it mastered, boom. Okay, this is like the third level. You go to different levels in video games, and each level within the video game presents a harder challenge, a harder boss, right? This is just leveling up. This is the ascension process. Our problems was what they were. Now our problems are, we have to figure out spiritually how to move forward, or we're not going to be able to move forward, because everything that we've discussed so far on this channel about fear and how it paralyzes you is here. is here. And today, I need a new mic cord. Hopefully they ain't sell out of all the USB cords. And I'm pausing because I got technical difficulties. I'm probably too loud. I haven't been loud, but that's because when it's loud, I just stop talking because that shit be sounding too crazy. So thank you guys for being patient with me as I go through these technical difficulties. I think that I corrected it, but however, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully I can get me a new USB cord. Y'all don't buy up all the USB cords. Save one for me, fam. You know, don't tear down Walmart and things of that nature. But anyways, so the moon is square the sun, so that presents a challenge for the start of the week. But we need to understand that our challenges are not the end of the world. When we choose to ascend, the level becomes a little bit harder. The challenge becomes a little bit deeper. But what the fuck are you so... Oh my God. What are we doing? We are ascending. We are ascensionists. We are spirits. We are souls. But we are able to be reduced so low and not even study or research facts. We just studied and researched and understood the facts of the situation. You wouldn't be scared. The only thing that puts us in a particular fear is that we just know that it's billions of idiots out there in the world that don't even know of the spirituality. Therefore, you have to double down. Because you have to prove yourself right. You have to meet the challenges that you are undefeated. You have to be victorious. You have to win the game, or else you wouldn't have came here. You have to complete the maze. You have to make it through the labyrinth, or else you wouldn't even have signed up for this shit. So if you waken up to particular obstacles or challenges, that's something that your soul said, deal with this. But if you overthinking and you are afraid and you don't understand that, you know, through the soul, everything is easy and joyous and prosperous, then you are dealing with the fear side. And I don't want to break a nail. I don't want to get dirty. I don't want to have any negative experiences in this matrix because I do spiritual work. But the spiritual work that you was doing wasn't even really doing nothing. You were doing it for a state of mind, for a balancing of your actual chemical pH balance and things of that nature. It's not that you was trying to manifest the house. You were just trying to figure out how to live, how to breathe. Shout out to Prime Harmonic. When fear happens, do you breathe deeply or do you breathe shallow? Are you able to center yourself and focus? Are you able to sleep? Are you dealing with anxiety? This is what it's supposed to be doing. Are you aware of your cosmic legacy through dream journaling? Not going to somebody and getting a fake ass past life regression that they can't tell you about your past life. They can't go into your Akashic records. They can only go into theirs. Well, I got a reading and I liked it because you just didn't know none the wiser. If I can tell you a story that you don't know about you, you'll like it. But is it changing your life? And are you continuously to find the other layers? Because whatever a person tell you, there is no amount of time that you can book where I can just profess to you your past life legacy. This is going to unfold over the remainder of your entire life through dream, through journal, through documentation, through resonance. This is going to be work to understand who you are from a cosmic level. What YouTube video do I gotta read or watch, or what book do I gotta read? None. You have to journal your fucking dreams and read that shit. That's the book. Anything outside of that is a fucking lie. It's to help you, it's to support you. But when it comes to the truth of your past lives, that's your fucking job. Don't call me asking me about that shit about you. I'm trying to figure out my shit. Kyrie is trying to figure out his shit. He don't know. He can't help you. You can only do you eating before you go to sleep. You sleeping with you watching TV before you go to sleep. You got lights on when you go to sleep. Your circadian rhythm is all off. You ain't taking 5-HTP. You don't drink mugwort. You don't drink enough water. So when you eat before you go to sleep, you more focus on digesting. You don't got a blindfold on, so you can be completely dark, so you can actually focus on your dream. You ain't got no water under the bed. You ain't pour no water on the floor because you got an air mattress and you can't sleep under a water bowl. It's just so much shit that it takes to be in a spiritual state of mind, to focus in on your soul, to really shut out all of the noise outside of you. Why that's so important? How do I know that's so important? Because I know, look at the goddamn news, look at YouTube. It's to get you outside of yourself, to get you into the realm of fear, because the power of the spirituality, the power of the soul is on fucking line. It's online. It's happening. It's here. So because of that, they are responding in this fashion, and it's to support you. They telling you not to go to work. They telling you to work from home. They telling your kids not to go to school, to help your ass, to help you, to better you, not to hurt you. Now you can't go to an NBA game. Good. Now you can't watch NBA. That an NBA game is 3.5 hours that you sit and fucking waste. That you waste 3.5 hours towards figuring out your cosmic legacy versus watching niggas dribble up and down the fucking hoop, or watching niggas run with a football and kill themselves, have car accidents every single play, have young men in the NCAA make people billions of dollars and they barely can get enough food to eat. And when you give them $10,000 to move their family out the hood, you kick them out the NCAA. James Wiseman, he got kicked out the NCAA for $10,000. And you want me to be mad that you cancel March Madness? Hey, this is a goddamn celebration. That shit was slavery. That shit was slavery. You gave him $1 million. Whoopee, big fucking deal. That shit is slavery, because if you able to give a person $1 million, then the person that's giving you $1 million, they getting $1 billion. And you know how many millions is in a billion? 1,000 millions. He give you a couple and he got 999 more millions, and we think that is fair. That shit is slavery. Your slavery has ended, yet you afraid that your slavery is ended. So now, in the midst of challenges, are you able to find solutions? Are you able to prepare for a better life? Are you able to tap into your soul? Are you still focused in on the spirituality of ease and joy, or has the fear crippled you? Has the fear paralyzed you to not even think about? I ain't even gonna lie. Ever since this shit happened, I ain't even expecting to get no astrology reading, because I know that's the last thing y'all niggas give a fuck about. That's the last thing you give a fuck about, your astrology, your natal chart reading. You trying to figure out how to survive outside of your slavery, because your slavery has been very comforting. It gives you a sense of purpose. And the thing about being a slave, you don't know that you're a slave. You think that you're free. What did Harriet Tubman say? I would have saved 1,000 more people, but they didn't even realize that they were slaves. And the shit goes on, and the beat goes on. So I got a challenge to you in this moment, whether you're watching this on the live or you watching this post live. Can you tap into something primal? Can you tap into something that is beyond the C virus? Can you tap into something that can actually bring you awareness of where to go next versus being paralyzed by, do I got enough water? Do I got enough toilet paper? Did I wash my hands? All that dark magic shit, and now all of a sudden you want now you got to wash your hands. All that dark magic shit. Oh man. So feel like this is needed, and I'm gonna really just go over Glamour and Maya. You can follow along with me if you want, and every day I'll be looking at the Bible, in particular Revelations chapter 13, and we'll be looking at Glamour and Maya. I'm going into my pastor bag. If you don't like that, just stop watching the fucking video. So yeah, each day we'll tackle verses on this chapter. We'll tackle verses and what is actually staying, and then from there we'll just, you know, build about it in the actual modality of tapped in. Today we're dealing with verse 1, 2, and 3. Instead of dealing it from a biblical interpretation, we'll view it from a psychological interpretation. Revelation, just another word for apocalypse, which is another way for revealing hidden knowledge. And in order to get a psychological interpretation, we're referencing my favorite book of all time. Name my son after this goddamn book. Beyond many other things, the Revelation of St. John. So whether my son wrote this book is up for debate. We still doing research on that as we speak. I got a team off of NASA doing some research work. So Glamour and Maya part 1. Because a lot of y'all focus on shit that's not real. I feel like it's my actual purpose to show you what's real versus what's not. And so the first thing that we're going to deal with is our emotions. And when we understand our emotions, we are either one with our emotions or we detach from our emotions. We have the ability to be attached from our emotions when we are happy, when we are sad, when we are indifferent. We can be mentally or consciously detached. However, when we are sad and we embody that sadness and we say stupid shit like, I am sad. No, the fuck you're not. You're observing your emotional frequency rise. Because when you're down, you'll say stupid shit like I'm depressed. No, you're not. You're observing your pH balance and your hormones be out of whack. That's what you're observing. You're observing your brain and your synapses not firing correctly. That's what you're observing. I'm happy. No, you're not. You're just having to raise levels of dopamine and serotonin and things of that nature. You're observing those feelings. So the more that you observe your feelings, whether they're happy, whether they're sad, whether they're fear, whether they're love, you realize that they're all illusionary. How you feel is an illusion because you're able to observe every single feeling, every single instance in your life. And if you can observe yourself, you are not yourself. My eyes can't see my eyes because my eyes are my eyes. So if I was truly this human being, I wouldn't be able to observe anything about myself. So when you reference automatons, fucking cyborgs and clones, they have no ability to observe. So they could do whatever they're programmed to do. Buy toilet paper. Why don't I just use rags if I run out of toilet paper? Why don't I just go outside and get a leaf or, use paper bag? Like, I've been crazy inventive when it comes to wiping my ass because that shit has to be done. Believe it or not, I've always didn't have toilet paper. Sometimes I did not have toilet paper and I had to be fucking smart, strategic about that shit. But that's being observant. When you are a goddamn automaton, when you are a goddamn robot, whatever they tell you to do, you do it because you have no observation. So if you are in that line, if you are in that pack, You need to welcome to automaton school or welcome to the automaton club. And it's not your fault. The reason is you have a soul, you have all of the things that I've been referencing throughout this video. However, you have been tied into glamour, and glamour has your emotional reactions tied up. You can't detach from this actual matrix when glamour is in play. And glamour is your emotional reaction to the physical world. That's a nice house. That's a nice car. That's a beautiful lady. This is a nice day. These are emotional reactions to things that don't evoke any emotion. When you see a car, when you see a person, when you see a house, it's just bricks and shit. What's nice about bricks? What's nice about the physical world? It's nothing worse than being with an ain't shit beautiful person. It ain't nothing worse than that. That shit almost feel like death. Cause you had all of your expectations on beauty, but then when you find out beauty it ain't shit, then oh my God, your heart is broke. So when we talk about our emotional reactions, we have to understand that glamour is in control of your chakras, which means glamour is control of your soul. So all of your desires is not based upon the soul. They're simply based upon glamour. So in the verse 1 in chapter 13, it goes on to say, and I stood upon the sand of the sea. I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, holding 7 heads and 10 horns. Hold up. When you see a beast rise up out of the sea is our emotions. The beast is our actual desires. It's not so you got to be a real live idiot to imagine that it's a dragon out, that this dude is actually writing about a dragon. He's writing about a psychological interpretational channel that's not even for him. He's writing it for a future generation, for a time in the future. Whenever you read, you're supposed to read at that moment. So whatever, if you are being called to this live, you're being called to this live for a particular reason. And that reason is to understand that your emotions are tied up into the material world and it's blocking your chakras. When it's blocking your chakras, it's blocking your psychic development and your soul work, because you actually think that something material is going to satisfy you. A beautiful woman is going to make you happy. A beautiful man is going to make you happy, when all of this shit can be obliterated when you tap in. You don't have to fulfill shit. Fuck your desires. Because when you focus on desires, you are actually judgmental. So when you listen to people and they talk about what they want, separate yourself from them. You need to have, you need to possess, you need to work towards, you need to embody. You need to have the business card already fucking ready. Would you want a business card? Costs $20. You done bought a whole A-ful out for $60. So miss me with that shit. I want some business cards. You bought a whole fucking A for $60 fucking dollars. The business card is $20. Prioritizing. So glamour within itself, the reason why they reference glamour in the Bible to a beast is because it is treacherous, it is blundering, and it is boastful. Look at my degrees. Look what I've done. Look at where I've been. Look at the way I live. Look at how I floss. Look at the way I roll, right? This is glamour. Look at my diamonds. They shine and they gliss. You feel me? But illusion is what gives glamour its power of deception, control, and all of this. Because the personality, by the way of glamour, means that everything that is being perceived is the actual rule. So spirituality sits on the back burner. Spiritual practice sits on the back burner because hood mystic, I gotta go to work. Well, bitch, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Proverbial bitch out there that I was referencing wasn't to anybody specific, but girl, dude, you can't go to work now. So now what? I'm really getting beside myself today. Finishing up. Let me finish up and open up these phone lines. So y'all can start calling now, because by the time I get finished with this, we can go straight into the build. 385-799-9560. I just want to get a heads up that everything is cool. Verse 3. The solar plexus chakra is under the influence of glamour. And the solar plexus chakra represents our family. It represents our soul and how we express that soul. But if that part is wounded by the past, it can't actually be present. So it's really easy to program and manipulate people if they are not even aware of their fucking chakras. Like, chakras is like point A of spiritual progress. See, but then it's like, you haven't even balanced your chakras. You haven't even cleaned out your chakras, did any visualizations towards your chakras, yet you want to have some advanced conversations, yet you want to tell me, oh, it's 180 chakras in the body, hood mystic. Nigga, what about the first 7? This is why, like, when I talk about astrology, I try to keep it basic, and people will be like, well, what about Ophiuchus? And what about 13 sign astrology? When I get there, I get there. But obviously, I'm not about to get to the A floor by, like, I don't skip floors, my G. I go from floor 1 to floor 2 to floor 3 to floor 4. How else do you ascend the goddamn building? You teleporting as, super dudes? It's more or less about basics and foundation. So, when we are led by glamour, when the emotions are led by glamour, our desires for these external circumstances, to better our lives, to bounce back, to, have a better quote unquote such and such. Well, family, all of that shit is over. It's only now. So now it becomes a point of realizing what you gonna do. You ain't even, obviously, y'all chose the movie Outbreak, and I'm really tight about that, because I told everybody, let's watch Pretty Woman. Let's watch Richie Rich. But y'all niggas want to watch Pandemic and Outbreak on back to back. And look at us now. I told y'all, don't say I ain't say it. I was the only one watching Richie Rich, and I'm tight. I'm tight about it. Call in 385-799-9560.
You are now tapped in with Hood in the Morning.
What the deal? Hey y'all, it's Kyrie. I'm back. Nigga Hood Mystic done took over the whole shit. I don't even know. He talked for 52 minutes. That boy was tweaking. But call in, let me know what you thought. His rants and raves and things of that nature. And please, if you had a problem with what he said, don't take it out on me. Don't take it out on me. The views expressed on the Hood Mystic channel do not directly reflect. Shit. Call in 385-799-9560. I want to get the heads up. Don't tell me that you at work. You working from home, so give me a call. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Are we good? Let's go ahead and do something we ain't done in a minute, or I don't think ever. Or I was gonna have a music break or something, but I ain't have it up. Yeah, man. Matter of fact, I am gonna do that. I'm gonna do a little music break till somebody calls in. 385-799-9560. This is a song that I did earlier in the year called The Apocalypse. I think it's fitting. If you don't like the song, then call in so we could just stop this shit, right?
Once you see the devil's horns, it's too late. Once the storm come, all you do is wait. Undermining the fate of the young black youth of the state. With two strikes, the irony, the enemy won't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Label as property, then tell us to get our rights. That's like my knife fighting for his life. Human contraband, carrying a concealed weapon, praying to get to heaven. You gotta hear the insanity of millions of guys who don't know that they guys. They hide behind their squad on the stage so the hoes can apply. Don't tell me I'm wrong, don't tell me I'm right. I'm a beacon in the darkness of night, just bringing the light, visualizing the womb. The matrix, hatred, leads us out of the tomb. No waiting, see that day come soon. It's the apocalypse, nigga. These horns stand for wisdom, inherited from my father. My body's become a prison. My mind blooms, ideas flower, free from prism. Life is sweet and sour, war and serenity, slavery and divinity. They wondering what's gotten into me. I'm not a man or a god, I'm an entity. My ancestors sending me on a victory lap, just trying to be where Nipsey was at. Real recognize real, so I'm tipping my cap. Elevated, but my center's intact. The true saint come around, sinners react. The crusade back in play, and I'm on the attack. Came with the Tommy like Will and Men in Black. This is divine timing, ain't no turning back. Diamond shining, I remember we was cold men black. They sold my ancestors, but I stole them back. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse,
Fams. Maybe it's me. I got my little thing up, but I'll try to reopen it. Babe, can you try to call this number real quick, babe? And see what it says. Seven 9560. It said 6. Hey, whoever on the line, don't hang up. I'm gonna try to come back in if I can. I don't know what's happening. This shit's wow, son. I'm blaming John for this. So my actual server is down, family. So unfortunately, I won't be able to take your calls today. I'm real like I don't like that, but you know, just close it out. Okay. I can't close this out because that's the stream. Yeah, I see that. I see that. And it's telling me that the server is down, but I'm trying to do some other things on the other side. See what happens. There's like 6 people on the call. Or hold on. I'm figuring like I'm trying to think out some way like crazy. Family, I appreciate y'all holding tight. We're gonna figure this out if we can. And it's mainly the laptop. Yeah, it's the actual timing of the whole situation for which is not allowing me to call in. But even if I was to call in, it wouldn't let me be able to call through. So with that being said, family, I'm gonna end this broadcast and figure this thing out. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Everything happens for a reason. So maybe the reason is that we need some personal divination. We need to tap into ourselves, and maybe the call isn't to talk to me. So I'm gonna just take heed to the call, and I'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully this message was inspiring and allowing you to not tap into the fear paradigm, but actually allow you to tap into the love paradigm and focusing in on that frequency. Let's see where it takes us into tomorrow, and we can continue this discussion. But peace, family, and be sure to tune in tomorrow morning. And I apologize for whatever technical difficulties was experienced on the live today. But beyond that, y'all have a wonderful day, and remember to remain spiritual. Peace.